Welcome to the Throw-the-lob podcast. It's your host, ShayGoon. Once again with my boy, the silent killer, Big Ja. Appreciate you, boy. Shouts out for being here. We got a special guest today. I got some special shit to say. This is the first episode being filmed 2020. So it's a fucking whole new decade, man.
Oh, we starting off right.
Bro, it's about time, man. Honestly, I'm going to say, as of right now, I didn't start off my decade right, because I already told Jamil, but probably about like 30, 35 minutes ago, I just got Catfish. But hey, shit fucking happens, bro. But anyway, we'll get into that in a second. I want to introduce my guest, my guy. He's been, honestly, from when I knew you, it was like dedication to athletics, and then that switched into like marketing, like online visual, like all that kind of stuff. More the, I don't even know what to call it, sort of like new age work,
like social
media, yeah, that kind of thing. And I feel like we kind of both did that shift, because I was definitely super into athletics as well. I mean, if we go back on the tape, we used to play one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. You know, when he was taller than me, it was a different story. But things change anyway. My guy.
We had to bring that up.
I had to. That was like one of the first things. Shouts out EK Visions in the house. Appreciate you for coming, my guy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
But yeah, man, all I remember was, I think it was like them GRC days. You remember those?
Yeah.
I remember I used to come and get work in, and this dude, were you CIS at that point?
No, when was that? What year was that?
I was like grade like 10 probably. You were probably, I think you might have been your last year of high school maybe.
What year did you graduate in?
2014.
Yeah, I was grade 12, yeah.
Grade 12? Okay, so it was like, one of your last years. Anyway, yeah, you know, we went through some drills. I appreciated that, because I remember Kevin Bursey, I'd see him at GRC 2. Shouts out to Kevin.
He says he still sees you.
Yeah, I still see him.
Yeah.
And now he won't play me, and he wouldn't play me then either. This guy stays running. Yeah. And he's got like, I don't know, he's 6 foot, whatever, bro. I'm right here, man. Come holla at your boy, bro. I'm here, you know? Stop hiding from me. But yeah, anyway, with the whole kind of like switching from school, just the path of school, I remember this video. I actually remember so strong, and I already know you know the one I'm talking about. It was like you started a YouTube channel. The first video you put dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Bro, like let me know, how were the Dukes feeling about that? Because that's just, I already know the schedule.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. No, my mom was like, she was skeptical about it. Obviously, you know, African parents, how they are. But like as I was going through each year, the progress, like she was seeing it, you know?
Yeah.
Started off making like no money with the videos.
Yep.
Started off on YouTube.
Yep.
And started doing like music videos, photography.
Yeah.
Ended up like quitting my jobs and stuff. So it's like.
It's such an interesting path for sure. I feel like definitely, do you find it's like a weird thing to almost talk about with people? Like, because it's not like you want to promote like dropping out of school, you know what I mean? Just to drop out and just to, but at the same time, like you have to understand if there's like something you're pushing for that honestly, you have to look at like, is school going to benefit me? Is this, like if you break the cost down, is this still going to be there? Like you got to understand like certain opportunities to like, you know, venture out almost. It's almost a weird thing to bring up. Sometimes I don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm not in school anymore, because it's just like I don't want to encourage niggas to just drop out.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is, like with me, like I tried school, right? Like I went to university. I did a couple years out there. Came back here. Went to Algonquin. But then I was just realizing when I was in class, like it would take a teacher 3 hours to teach something. I'd blank out after the first like, 30 minutes.
Yo, my first day back today.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
3-hour classes.
100%.
It's like you're just like, where's the stuff that I can actually take from this?
Yeah, and then I go home and like it would take me 30 minutes to learn that off of YouTube, right? Because I just knew I learned differently.
Yeah.
So it's like I wouldn't say like X school out completely.
Yeah,
at least
no,
like
for
try it out, but.
I feel like if you're going for like being a dentist or a doctor or like shit like obviously.
Yeah, and that's the shit that I be saying too. Like, if you're trying to be a lawyer, doctor, okay,
like
go
I
get
it. It makes sense. But my thing is just like, it takes like everything but so much is self-taught, and like I feel like you get more from teaching yourself too. You know what I mean? Like, because then you figure out how you learn, how you improve, how you actually get better, and how you get better at doing shit. And like for me, when I started, like I was just doing like we're not gonna do it again. We already did it once. I'm not putting up any of my old videos on the podcast. I'm not doing that again. But like, I look back on that shit, and this shit was so cringy. But then you start to learn like how much it takes to plan even just a stupid YouTube video, and then it's like you just apply that to everything. You know,
but people think like, if you're not in school, okay, if you're just sitting on the couch and just like being a lazy bum, okay, cool. But
that's two different things.
If you're trying to perfect a craft and like pursue something, it takes a lot of work and time, you know. And it's like, I'm sure you know a lot of people in university that have graduated and are still
chilling,
not doing shit.
Chilling.
So it's like,
no better than me, you know. So
100%.
Yeah. Another thing is, it's like, I feel. Obviously, the very beginning, when you were like leave school or whatever, it's like, even if you, for me, it was like, even though I kind of knew, like, this is what I basically sold my parents on. Because I went to university, I went to Brock for a year. Shouts out Brock, yo. I love y'all, man. Badger at heart, you know what I'm saying? Great year there, but it was like, I was in a program where it turned out to be like a video game program, which is cool, but it's not like what I'm trying to do. So I left that, came to Algonquin for like a year. And then that's where I met this dude. Shouts out Jamil. But like me and Jamil, I remember I feel like every nigga and like everybody and their friends is saying like, yo, why am I here? Why am I here? We were having this discussion a lot. And then I'm like, I gotta find anything else. You know, like so then I started like, I was already doing my YouTube, but I was just like I'm just making videos. Like nothing's coming out of this except for a couple of views that are, like, some videos are doing well. But what I found was like, I started doing freelance editing because like that's like the only extra skill I have, and then I'm like doing like regular jobs. Like basically what it turned out to be was like the amount of time I spent looking for the jobs as a freelancer. Like you got to spend the time to search a job. That almost like equaled the exact amount of time or exact amount of jobs I would get. You know, so you got to put in a lot of time to get the jobs. And then I was showing my parents like I'm getting these editing, like I'm doing this, like this is for real. And then that was how I was kind of like, let me take a step back. And like work on something that I'm actually trying to get better at. And then that kind of balloons into a whole bunch of shit. Now I'm trying to work on a whole bunch of different shit. And you just kind of lay the groundwork like that. But yeah, that initial, even me, when I told them that, it was like at the beginning I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do editing, and it's like cool. And then you just stop going to classes like, shit, okay, but like for real, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because they don't even know about it. Like they think it's all fake. It's like, oh, you can get money editing videos, or you can get money off the internet. Like they think it's just fairy tales. You know?
There actually is a lot of like, I guess it is a generational gap, or beyond a generational gap. It's just like a lack of understanding that it's not just like, oh yeah, well this person's like must have connections. Not, you can actually create like audiences doing whatever you want wherever you are. That was one thing I talked about I had Cardi Blanche on the podcast, and he was saying that was like honestly the biggest thing I took away from it was like, you can have audiences anywhere. We were talking about, do you need to move to LA? Do you move to Toronto? I'm actually curious about how you feel about like moving to kind of do your shit. But his thing, specifically for him as a producer, I guess it does kind of depend on like what you're doing. But him as a producer, he was like, for me, he can stay where he is, network with the people he needs to. People have reached out to him, and now like he's been a full-time producer for a while now, but now it's like, you know, like he has this whole sort of like army of people that he's working with, and this whole following. That's all from Ottawa, like chilling. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, man, and especially like, I mean, for me, like Ottawa has a special place, so I want to see people do well here. That's part of the reason I'm having this podcast. Like I want to give people a chance to like talk and not have it be a radio interview where it's like, how did you start? You know, how you been? Like, how do you feel? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that. I still want it to be like somewhat organic. So how do you feel about like switching between like Ottawa and all that shit and moving around and shit like that?
I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the hype of like going to a different city, but it really depends on like what it is you're trying to do. Like when I was doing the video stuff, I found that like I was going back and forth to Toronto and Montreal like very often, right?
Got you. Was that collabing or?
Shooting music videos, and also like when I was doing the social media marketing, I linked up with an entrepreneur down there, and he was just like allowing me to just capture everything and like following them around. And like to me, that was like kind of my university, right? Because like these guys are making millions, and now you're in the same room, and all you're doing is just being the fly on the wall, right?
How did you even like start that shit?
It was just like a hustle.
Yeah.
And, with like the people that I went to university with, he kind of linked me with people in Toronto, so I was able to create that connection. It's like, you do video, I need some video, come out and shoot, you know.
Yeah, because I definitely saw you. It's weird because one thing about this guy, specifically like the way you, I mean, it's kind of how I feel about working on this kind of shit, like sort of like move in silence kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like you switch from like just doing like YouTube videos, like whatever, doing like visuals, music videos and stuff like that, social media marketing, and like you, just the kind of like, you were doing videos and then you don't hear anything, and then like music videos don't hear it. It's like social media. So like for me, like personally, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is like I'm trying to like what between these steps, like what happened. You know what I mean? Like so like specifically, when did you kind of switch from like YouTube to like actual like music videos? That was the first thing. Like when did that switch? And do you feel like that's sort of like do you have a passion for that, or is it just kind of like something you were doing?
Like a passion for YouTube or just videos?
Not YouTube, for like I would say more of the music videos.
Yeah, music videos. I've developed a strong passion for it, and it became like my basketball. You know, and it wasn't really about like meeting a whole bunch of different people. It's just to see like how far can I take it personally. You know? And just watching other people do their thing, and just it was like editing every video, just being in the gym. You know, edit a bunch of videos as fast as you can.
It's weird how we kind of take the same sort of like coaches been yelling at us and like preaching certain like, and just kind of take that shit through everything. You know what I mean? Like I'd use basketball for like everything, like all my shit. But
no, it's the life analogy for sure.
Yeah, bro. I was talking with Lamray. We use like 2K9, like 2K10. That's how I think about years. You know, like what year is that? Oh, whatever year Jordan was on the cover. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. But like for real, like that shit is instilled in you for real. So yeah. But so then with the music videos, do you feel like? Because me personally, the music video, I'm more about like sort of the writing. Like me, I'm more of a writer. So like I like to see the camera angles and shit like that. But like I'm not trying to mess around with the camera for however many hours. You know what I mean? Like that's like not where I have the passion, at least. I don't know. Like, what do you know where you kind of like fall on that kind of stuff?
Like where in like the videography and photography does my passion come from? Or?
Yeah. Like where does it come from? Like what? Yeah.
I think it's just like networking with different people at the same time and just hearing people's stories. And that's when when I was doing YouTube, I did like interviews, right?
Yeah.
And it was just hearing people's stories and just building off of that.
Yeah.
You know? So like even now, I'm not really doing a whole bunch of music videos. It's just working with certain people that I have that connection with and built that synergy with, you know?
Yeah, for real.
So it's just like, it's weird, man. It's like first you start chasing money, but then you realize the money is like, it's cool. But at the same time, it's like a lot of the artists, you don't even want to rock with them, you know?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Has it been like... Have you ever been like in one of those? I'm not saying I have. So anybody who I've been in the studio with, don't come at me, please. I've not. But you ever been in one of those ones where it's like someone's like definitely got the numbers, definitely got some reputation or something, and you're just either in the studio or you're in like a listening part or something. You just listen to it and it's like, not for me still. You know, like it's just, and it's like I respect everybody's hustle. You know, like I'm really. It's not even that I'm like super like, oh, let's all be friends, but I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing your thing, that's great. If you're from Ottawa, even better. You know, like I pick you up, I'll throw you on my story, whatever. But like this whole, I think there's like a weird sort of thing where people think like somebody's doing well and that takes away from you somehow. You know what I mean? Like that's just not.
Yeah, no, I think that's an insecurity though.
Yeah, probably.
You know, for sure.
But I feel like. Is so many people that are insecure because I see that shit so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially with social media, like you think someone's winning like crazy, but like when you see them in the streets, you know what
it's
time
what it
is,
really is. Yeah.
So it's like I think that's just like an insecure point of view. You know.
I would also think I probably agree with you. Say like money versus like which happiness, what you want to do. Yeah. For me, it's like always like happiness. Like when I talk to like my friends, like they're discussing like different job offers they got after school and stuff like that. And like me, Mr. like didn't finish school. I'm like, yo, you should take this one or this one. You know, like I'm telling them shit. Yeah. I'm just like, pick the one that you're gonna be happiest, but also at least give yourself some chance for growth. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, you want to be happy, but at least me, I don't want to be complacent. Like I don't know what I'd do if I won the fucking lottery. But if I won the lottery, I'd still want to be like working on something.
100%.
You know what I mean? I can't just like coast.
Yeah, no, I think with money, like especially if you get a good job, especially at a young age, and you start making a lot of money. Like I talk to a lot of people, obviously through this, like you meet a whole lot of different people, and it's like you hear people that make a lot of money, and they're making what, like 6 G's a month at a very young age. That's a lot, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, are you really happy? I always ask them that question.
Yeah.
And it's always like, it's all right. It pays the bills. You know? I don't think I can see myself doing it forever. But and it baffles me though, because like I get you need money, but at the same time, it's like you hear celebrities committing suicide.
Yeah, bro.
With
like that's just
millions in the bank.
So there's like there's gotta be you gotta like take. I feel like people just get so lost in the millions. Like just not even like not them having it, but just seeing what shit looks like. Like of course that's some of that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Boats, yachts, hotels, 100%. Models. That looks great, you know?
100%.
Me, I'm out here broke getting catfish, but like...
Yo, go into that. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
So, man, this is my problem with dating apps, bro.
What app, what app
bro, give me 1 second. Let me double check something. I want to double check this camera because I don't remember what time this one started. All right, cool. Yeah, so I got a lot of issues with dating apps. Number one, this is the thing that I always do, but I fucked up this time. I always ask for, let's FaceTime, Snapchat, something. I always do that.
Off the rip?
No, not off the rip. I don't wait too long. Because, like, what are we talking about if we're just, like, if I don't even know what you're looking like? You know what I mean?
What app did he get you on?
Did he?
No. It wasn't that bad. Oh, my God, bro. I don't even know what I don't know what I would do. I'd run. I don't know what I'd do. But, no, it was just the regular Tinder shit, you know, normal. Regular like, no super like, don't get, you know what I mean? Just regular. And then in her pictures, I can't even remember what her...
Hold up, pull it up. Can I see?
Nope, I deleted that shit. And I put my phone in my pocket. Nope. Bro.
One of those, huh?
No, bro, it was one of those ones where it was like, where we went to, I don't know, like this shit just happened. There's no way she's going to find this podcast. I really hope not. But whatever, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so we're at Dairy Queen.
You might as well name drop. Go ahead.
Bro, I hate this guy, bro. No, but we were at a Dairy Queen. It was like deserted, so I was like, at least there's no witnesses. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna see me. But the biggest thing, I'm seeing her profile. It's pretty average. You know, it's pretty normal. But like, you know, people getting in a dry spell. You know, I take a chance. You know what I mean? It's just a quick thing. I say let's go to ice cream. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to do no big dinner. If I don't, you know, we haven't been on FaceTime. And there was one of those times where I was just like, I was just looking at the profile and I was just like, I mean, I usually ask for the FaceTime or Snapchat or something like that. I'm like, whatever, it's probably fine. And I knew I shouldn't have done that shit. I pull up and then she's in her car. So I'm standing out there like an idiot. Yo, where are you? I don't know where you are. She's like, I'm in my car. All right, cool. She gets out. And then... You know it's bad, and I already said this to Jamil, but you know it's bad when like not even a joke, and like me, I'm a jokester, like I make jokes all the time. Yeah. My initial thought is like, nigga, who is you? Like, nigga, who is you? Yeah. Like actually, like almost like not like she was like a giant person or something, but like number one, her hair was like a buzz cut, like making a statement type shit. You know what I mean? You can't just do that. And then she didn't address it the whole date. I just realized she didn't address it the whole date.
When was this? Today?
This was 40 minutes ago.
Jeez.
Because I was like, I planned my day out nice. So I'm like, I'll go to work, go to the gym, do my damn thing. A little ice cream date, do my podcast, productive ass day. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. 2020 is my year. Yeah. And then, bro, I pull up. She doesn't mention the hair. She has this like short hair. And she has it almost like kind of like faded at the side, weird. And she's like, she's not black. She's like Arab, Lebanese. She's Lebanese.
She had a buzz cut?
Yeah, bro. Have you even ever met a Lebanese girl with a buzz cut?
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Have you ever met a Lebanese girl with a buzz cut?
No, I never seen that shit.
It's different.
Oh, man. So I was stunned. And then we walk in this Dairy Queen and I'm like, oh God. You know, it's one of those ones where it's like, fuck, what do I do? I should have ordered like the smallest thing, you know, like I got to get out of here. Yeah. And like, this is the part where I felt a little bit bad. Like, I don't know, if you got catfished, would you go on the date? How bad does the catfish have to be for you to be like, nah, this date's not happening? Like when you walk up and you meet this person.
It's never happened to me.
Oh, okay. It's never happened to me. Sure. Cool. Like, I don't lie for the cameras. This is truth. Jamil, what's one of the rules of the podcast?
Oh, honesty.
Honesty, bro.
No, I promise you, like a lot of the people that I meet is just like in person. I never really be on those apps.
Bro. So. I know, and that's the thing. And I know a lot of them, like Keenan, one of my niggas, he always says like, nah, I never use that app. And I'm like, true, I don't like to use that app either. But like
sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes it be like that. Okay, I'm speaking to like our average niggas out here. Sometimes it be like that. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Anyway, so we're talking. You know what I mean? And just the conversation. It's like it's not even like like you go on a date and you can tell if the girl's nervous or something. Like, I mean, everyone's gonna be nervous on a date. You know, I like to address that shit.
Not me.
And get it. All right. I'm sure.
Let's make it clear.
This dude, I swear, Jamil, what did I say when he picked up the phone when he called me to say he was here? This dude answered like, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm like, I'm in the car, yo. Where you at? I'm like, damn, the Undertaker is on my phone right now, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I don't know. For us average niggas, you can tell if a girl's nervous. She's like doesn't know what to talk about. She's shaky a little bit. Like her every word is like like a little after.
Constantly on her phone.
You know? Oh no. Constantly on her phone. Nah, bro. She not feeling you then. She on her phone like that. You're gonna
expose me like that? I bet.
No. But I'm sorry. But she was like, and I'm like, that's cool. But like, she was like a mile a minute going with words. I tried to like relax, bro. Like I need to make it through this this 15 minutes or whatever too. And she this part I can't expose too much, but she went into like,
you might as well, bro. Honesty, right?
Yo, my God.
Here we
I'm
go.
getting slapped out here, bro. I'm getting absolutely slapped. She goes through like her medical history. And she starts naming all this. She hasn't been through anything crazy. It's not like she had like anything insane, but like she starts saying, "Yeah, I was sick this time, and then I got in a car accident." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh, this is first date. This is first date. This is what we do."
Yes, sir.
And like, what are you gonna say? So the whole date, I'm just chilling with my ice cream, right? I'm just like, "Oh, damn, for real? Shit, you got some badass luck." And like, what else am I gonna say? You know? Yeah. We end the shit, and I'm already pissed because I'm late for this, and I have to rush back and get all the equipment and everything. And she's like, yeah, not all the first dates go well, but like I think this one went really well, and this part I wanted to laugh and get angry at the same time. She was like, I try really hard for these, like I just want to be myself. I'm just like, oh my God, bro. Like, I feel for her because I feel like that was probably like the fourth date she's been on. But yeah, man.
That's what she said, or what?
No, that's just how I feel. No hate, no shade. I'm not revealing your name. This guy almost got me too, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, man, that's how I basically started off my 2020.
So wait, by him not exposing the name, why we like honesty is not what we're doing on this podcast?
Oh, this is another thing. This is what I say. So this is what I say. Honesty is a big thing on this podcast, but I will allow my guests and anyone on here, you can omit things.
Okay.
This is an omission. I'm not finna get into that.
Your guest, not the host.
No. I make sure we used to write it on the board. It's not on the board anymore. I should have wrote that before we started. But yeah. So if you're single, my DMs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not finna do that shit. But yeah, man, that was my 2020. And you said you've never gotten catfish. All right, okay. So you never got hypothetically, and I already don't like how he's like looking at me right now. It's a little annoying. If you were to get catfish, she shows up. She's still a woman, but she's like you have to look a long time to ensure that she's a woman. Like she's rough.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you continuing on with the date? And don't lie to me. Honesty, please.
No, I probably, I probably would.
Yeah.
Just pick her brain a bit, see what
okay.
She's on.
Yeah.
But nothing after that.
Yeah, true. See, I like that. That's a better answer. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I didn't pick her brain enough. Maybe that's what I'm missing, man. Maybe that's what I'm missing with the Jamie Lee Curtis haircut, bro. Good Lord. Fucking hell. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to go on that too much. I do, since we're kind of on the topic, I have a video that's actually like, I saw just when I was browsing, and I want us to kind of see this. I don't know, you might have seen this before. Cringe first kiss, love at first sight. Blast my computer speakers before you start it.
Are you piggybacking off your date? Like you guys ended up kissing?
No. Bro, wait, before you started.
I'm just checking, man. You brought it up, right? You brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling this cringy, bro. You know, when a date ends, there's like possibly a chance. Like me, I kiss on most of the first dates. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go for it. Shoot or shoot.
So he said he did.
I did not though. I say I usually do. Okay. I started it with I usually do because in this case I didn't. And what happens is I walked out that bitch, and she was like looking at me like I know the signs. You know, I'm not saying I'm a all-star in this game, but like I've played in some scrimmages. You know, like I understand the game. You know what I mean?
You got the work in,
bro. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm at least in the league. I'm a you know what I mean? But she turned to me. She's like doing all this shit, and I'm like, yo, don't kill me, bro. I gotta finish the story. And I'm just like, how the fuck do I get out of this situation? So I just kind of like slowly like, this is the weirdest shit I ever did. But I was like going like this. So like she's turned to me like this. So we're not facing each other directly. We're kind of like on an angle, right? At like 40-degree angle. And then she's like kind of leaning close. And I realize this shit is happening, and I just react, and I just start going like this.
What the fuck? What is
Not
that?
like dancing, but like I went like this to like get away, and I'm like, oh shit, that was way too mean. So I had to act like I was like rocking on some shit.
That's foul. That's foul, bro.
Oh my god.
She's gonna go back home and just fully bald head right now.
If she watches this podcast, if you watch this podcast, it wasn't that bad. You're all right. This is for entertainment.
After he just
no. Bro, I don't want to be that mean.
What the
fuck? Anyway, I'll say this right now. Last catfish of 2020 for your boy. All right.
Yeah, stop using Tinder.
yo, hit the.
I'm hoping that he's a really great kisser for sure because.
Really 1 second, I forgot to describe everything. I keep forgetting this is audio too. So what we're watching is some TLC, Cringe at First Kiss, and basically what it is, I watched the first 10 seconds. It's like two people. I think they're like probably 30s or something, and it's like, is it both of their first kiss? I'm not sure. Play it.
With dating, I've dated online, I've hosted singles events, I've approached strangers in random places, so I'm ready to try Love at First Kiss, and maybe this will be the magic I'm looking for.
Love at First Kiss?
Like you don't even need to. Oh, you're
definitely more confident.
What was that, bro? That's the most nervous energy I've ever seen my whole life. Oh my god!
You haven't seen this before?
No, I haven't seen this before. Okay. Oh, you've seen this before?
Yeah. It's actually
viral. Have you seen this before? No. Bro, you see, like this guy was getting ready, like he was about to hop in the game for real, bro. Play that?
No. Just wait.
Oh my gosh, bro, this dude's nervous as hell.
This time because I've already had that first kiss out of the way.
He had a first kiss.
Is just go for the kiss. Maybe I'll be able to like slip tongue, and then from there,
He's applying.
Maybe she's my first girlfriend.
Oh my god. Bro, this is so awkward. Where's the music? Oh my god.
Pause it. Pull it back.
Bro, the thing that kills me, I know this nigga like in his house, like he was walking through his house he practiced turning that corner, bro. I promise you, he turned it. Sure. That little smile, yo, hit that back, bro. Oh my god.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, kill me.
Good. What's your name? Josh.
Oh my gosh. Stop it. I don't even know if I want to watch it, bro.
Yeah. What the
fuck? My gosh, that's so bad. That's so bad. No, but
the
like.
funniest part hasn't even happened yet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
Bro, but like, no, but give me, like, it's just like, is he not? I don't even know. It's like you know when you like you're so far out of the game that you just don't even know what's going on. All right, continue. You know, you don't get to say anything?
Can I kiss you?
Sure.
Oh, this is so awkward.
Bro, he just walked off.
Oh my god, yo, Jamil, play that back. Play that back. Oh, hey, was that what he planned to do? Oh my god. She's like, is that it?
That's hilarious.
Yo.
Is that all?
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I screwed up?
What? I don't.
Does he not know he screwed up?
That was.
Nigga, you kissed her hair, bro.
What the fuck?
Pluck the hair out of your lips, bro. What the fuck was that? So, yeah, man. That's the 2020 energy that I'm trying to avoid, bro.
No more catfishes.
No more catfishes. I'm not trying to get no more fucking wars, bro. Like, fuck, man. Like, I'm actually, like, just for real, bro. Like, please, y'all, like, Iran, USA, figure it out, bro. Just figure this shit out, man. I'm not trying to... Oh, my gosh. The amount of... You know how many times... How did you guys find out about, like, the Iran thing? Was it just, like TV, or do you find it Twitter, Instagram? Like, how did you hear about the shit?
My group chat kept posting.
Was going crazy? Yeah.
I didn't pay it no mind, though.
No? You didn't? You weren't affected at all?
Nah.
How? You're just a cool criminal. You're just chilling through all that shit.
Pretty much,
bro.
Yeah.
I seen it was trending. Oh, that's how I saw it on Twitter, and like I started reading the tweets. I'm like, oh, I think this was it the first one? Like the bombing was the first one? Was that the first thing people were seeing?
I think so.
Think so? Yeah. Anyway, saw the first shit. It was like each news thing. I had one little sweat come down. each report that comes out, bro, it's just like sweat's just coming down, bro. How like they're sending troops.
How bad is it though?
So like they bombed this dude. I'm gonna butcher his name. You want to actually pull it up there? Jamil's like, what the fuck do I type? Hold on, it's still trending on Twitter. I bet I can find it. Yeah. Who'd they kill? They killed this dude who's like...
It was like the Iran general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently people say he's the second like most powerful person in that country, aside from like the supreme leader. Like he's higher than the president.
Yeah.
So killing him is like basically an act of like war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's like basically after that they instantly deployed a bunch more soldiers. Like what was it? Like 3,000?
Like 300K.
300K?
Yeah.
Was it 300K? Yeah, it was. It wasn't 3,000. What am I saying? Like they
troops,
a lot of niggas.
yeah.
I even seen on Twitter, and then of course Twitter's crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you not even just Twitter, Instagram, like the memes, like everyone's like, yo, me hot now while everybody goes to war. It's like, bro, so many people have been deployed. Like obviously it's all US right now, but like if you're in Canada, like if you think Canada's not gonna get involved, if US like really goes to war, like Canada's the little brother. Like shit's gonna happen. Anyway. I'm not putting it out there. I believe a lot in energy that you put out. It's not actually gonna happen, but like, bruh, like shit's crazy. I seen a tweet where some like they deployed more people into the U.S. and it was like this guy talking about his brother or his best friend actually already got killed, like out there because there was like a small retaliation, but I don't think that was like orchestrated very well. I think it was just some small. Anyway. Yeah, shit's crazy. If y'all niggas come for me to like, if y'all try to draft me, bro, like that's one of my things. I kind of. Do you think you could be a minimalist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, I feel like we kind of have that same mindset because I'm like, if it wasn't for like how I'd make a living, like I don't know, like I'm a horrible like carpenter, like all those jobs you're supposed to have, like if you're gonna go live out in the wild, I'm shit at all that, so I don't know what I would be able to do. And plus I need my electricity because I need my Xbox, I need my Switch. I still need a few essentials. Actually, no, I don't. No, not okay. I'll just take the Switch. Just give me one. Yeah. Just give me one, and I'm good. But like honestly, like I don't mind that lifestyle. And if motherfuckers come for me, bro, for the job. My family's gonna be like, oh yeah, he left 3 years ago. I'm like, I'm running them through drills right now. Like my little sister, what do you say? My big brother was gone for years. Thank you. Like for real. Like I don't know what. Like, bro, it's just crazy, man. I don't even know. Like you're fine, but none of this is affecting you.
Nah.
See, this nigga pissing me off, bro.
I wish I had that energy.
Jamil, what was your initial thought like?
I said that's fucking madness, bro.
Yeah.
Like. If I get drafted, bro, I'm shooting myself in the foot, bro. I'm not.
Can you get drafted and like work in the paramedics still? You know what I mean?
Can you?
You think they'd actually come for you like that?
Isn't that like what being drafted is? Maybe I don't understand what being drafted is. I mean, it hasn't happened. People don't get drafted since like
niggas just show up at your door.
Like motherfucking Mulan when they came through.
It's your time to go.
Yo, that's the most. Bro, can you search up the last time U.S. drafted people? I think it was World War. Was it World War II? It must have been. Because I'm actually interested.
That'd be pretty scary though. If niggas just pulled up at your house and just
bro, especially
you don't need any clothes, we have you covered.
Yeah, bro. Especially like nigga, imagine like you haven't even been working out, like you just been like chilling.
Yeah,
bro. 1940 till 1973, during both peacetime periods of conflicts, men were drafted. During both peacetime, so like in between the wars. So all military force, huh? I don't really know what. Okay, I hate to do this, but I gotta find out when did World War II end and start and shit. Let me pull this up on my own phone because I don't feel like. Because I'm feeling like it actually would make sense if they drafted people in between the war, because there was that Cold War. It would have to be during the Cold War, because like there was such high tension that another war was gonna come, and this one was gonna be like some nuclear shit. That's the thing now. Like, if a World War III does break out, it's just bananas. No, like it's just raps.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy. It'd be all over social media too.
I know. I see niggas would be memeing till they die, bro. Like
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Their shit's getting bombed up. Oh shit.
I know.
Snapchat.
Like I'm getting trended before I go. Like fuck, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just really not with the U.S.'s choices, man. I just don't think they're making good choices. Didn't George Bush do like a similar thing? Right before it's like a election tool, I hear. I don't know if you know about this.
Nah.
It's like right before you think you might not get reelected. If you do something that's like within war or something like that, I'm saying this horribly, but if you do something like within like you launch a military attack, if you're in a state of war, switching presidents and just switching like sort of campaigns and leadership is tough to do in times of war or times of high stress.
For sure.
So that's why like right before Bush was like going for his second election, he dropped nukes, not nukes, but airstrikes, big airstrikes. And then Trump doing the same thing because he's impeached, but he's not. Like, what's going on with that?
Don't ask me. I do not pay attention to politics,
bro. I hate politics. We talked about this before, but me and Jamil had the same politics teacher, and
that's how we met.
Yeah, man, he's not happy with us. Like we just didn't.
You mess with politics?
No. We were just in the same politics class. Yeah. But did you?
It was mandatory for our program for some reason.
Okay, that's enough. We're talking about school. Why is all this random shit that's not within your program? There's actually a real beef I have with the school system. In your program, the first 2 years, how many courses are you taking in your actual shit you went to school for? I know for year 1 you take like 1 per semester. Year 2 you maybe take like 2 per semester, and then like year 3 and 4 it's like all right, like we're actually in the shit.
The whole thing, yeah.
Nigga, like you're wasting my time, my money. You know what I mean? Like, why do
It's a system, though. Obviously, it's like
it's like what you say. It's like a money making system. Yeah,
sure.
I guess that's what it is.
100%.
But it still feels like bullshit to me. You know what I mean?
It is bullshit.
But it's like I feel like society does it in a way where it's like you need to go through school.
Yeah.
So it's like you have no other choice, you know?
Yeah, it's really like forced just because like when you go to a job application, like just having a diploma, they don't even care what you did, bro.
Yeah.
They just want to think they think automatically if you did the years of school, it is an accomplishment. I don't want to take away from it though.
No, it is.
It is an accomplishment.
But it's like, how can you really apply that piece of paper to the real world?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, is that shit really practical? You know?
Even with me, I was saying like Algonquin College, University, like some programs at Algonquin are really hands-on, and I'm like, no, like that shit, like for real. Like my friend's an electrician. He went to school. He did like part. Like, bro, you're actually doing the like. Yes, that makes sense. Like I clearly see point A gets me to point B. Mm-hmm. Like that's clear cut and like it's done with. The university is like yeah, you might say you can get these jobs. That's what they always do. They always bring you to like the thing. They have the upper years. I don't know why these upper years keep lying to people though. Like they know they're about to have no job. Let us know now. You know what I'm saying? Why are you lying to us?
I remember that shit too when I was at Algonquin. They did that.
They had you walk in and there's like you go to each table and shit and they like, yeah man, I just me not I'm not about that stuff,
it's
bro.
It's just all gas, man.
Yeah. I don't know. At the same time, if you're going to go the alternate route, you have to understand like there is a heavy struggle in it.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like people still don't really know that. You know, I feel like especially you can, you know, like you, like me as well, but like we can speak to like working bad jobs just to like sort of get experience, just to put stuff on the right way, just to get money, just to like make it through and shit.
Yeah,
is like
because there's really no like blueprint that you're following, right?
That's the biggest thing, actually.
So it's like you're kind of just recreating your own path as you go, and it's like trial and error, you know?
Yeah, and if you're following a blueprint, at least you have like you can escape some of the pitfalls along the way because somebody done carved it out for you.
Yeah.
If you're doing this is, maybe this is something that's interesting. People who, like, you see people, either YouTube or, like, marketing people or whatever, video photographers. One of the things I did before I was leaving, I started talking to people who were doing their own thing. Like, Cardi, he was a full-time producer. Like, how do you start? And he was telling me, because I remember when I first met him, he was still working retail at the same time. So I started asking, like, how do you actually make doing what you do that you like to do, how do you make that actually a job? You know what I mean? And a lot of the time it starts out like there's no blueprint. You're gonna work some retail jobs that suck. You're gonna work on projects that don't go anywhere. So I think there's also, actually, this was something I wrote down. You need to, this is something I've been talking to people, I'd be talking to people saying, if you're working on that kind of shit, you have to prepare your mindset for like failure. Like, actually, though, not just like how people say, failure is like, bro, like, actually, like, when you like fail like multiple times, like, that shit actually like hits.
Yeah,
like, for real.
And I also think for like creatives, you're so focused on your craft, whether it be music, visuals, whatever, that you forget like there's a business side of it, That's so true. And it's like you're so focused on that, and it's like, okay, so how do I build a clientele and keep a clientele? As opposed to just creating visuals or sounds and beats or whatever,
Yeah, man. And it's tough because, like, where you want to put all the work is all on the creative side. Of course, that's where you want to put all the work. Because, like, that's where it doesn't really feel like work. It just feels like work. I guess it feels like, I don't know, you just do it. Like, it doesn't feel like work, Like, you're doing what you want to do. But the business side is, like, at least 50% of it. Yeah. At least.
And a lot of creatives are, like, introverts, so it's like they don't like working with other people. Yeah. But in a game like that, you need a team, So whether it be you can link up with a person that's really good at marketing or like sales, and you could kind of, I guess, exchange your service with them so you both benefit off each other, And that's what I learned like down the road too, is just like it's very difficult to do it all by yourself,
It's actually, like, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but like, maybe you hear about people who did it all by themselves. I've yet to see someone like in the flesh of the successful people that I know and have met that have done it by themselves. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't.
You'll burn out. You'll burn out very fast, and you'll plateau. So
100%. And I think definitely, I kind of like, I get the sentiment of like, I want to say like it was all me, like it was me against the world. And I think you do have to have that mindset somewhat. You know what I mean? Like 100%. I keep that mindset with me even when I was in basketball, because I was like, I don't know, I didn't know you when I was like too young. I knew you like when I was in high school, but like when I was like just getting into high school and all the time before that, I had played basketball all the time before that. I was like the worst player on my house league team for like years. Yeah. I was garbage. Like, it helps that I grew taller like later in high school too, of course. But like, I had to have that mindset from the jump, but then also like I had to like, I couldn't like if it was just me, like me against the world, like I wasn't gonna make it. Like I had like, obviously I need my teammates to like help me and support me. And it's the same thing moving forward in like social media and shit.
It's just like adapting, But some people like get too stuck in their ways, and it actually hinders them down the road,
Do you feel like, and I know this is like the most generic question, but I'm just gonna have to ask it. In Ottawa specifically, and this is, I never even said that. This isn't, we're in Ottawa, but this isn't like an Ottawa podcast, so I don't want to make it too much about Ottawa. But I guess this would relate to if you're listening wherever and you're in a small local city. I feel like a lot of times it feels like there's not enough support, or people aren't supporting each other like that. How do you know why that is, or like do you have an idea for you why you think that is?
I don't know. I think it goes back to your point like earlier on in the podcast where people feel like other people's wins take away from theirs. Yeah, that's true. And I feel like if you see someone, let's say you see another podcaster doing their thing, it's like you feel like there's a blockage for you guys to connect and like build together. Yeah, and that's true. Let's say you take that step and actually try to reach out and say, yo, let's do something together. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, yeah. You'll never hear from them again.
Yeah,
true. Just because it's that competition, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. I don't think it's specific to Ottawa. I just think that's just like a every city mentality,
Mm-hmm. Another thing, and even when you were just saying that, it actually made me think of one thing something that I'm working on. I'm definitely don't have this shit like locked down or anything. It's like when you like reach out to someone to work on something, like the podcast has been great. Like the response from the podcast has been like almost 100% like, yeah, I'm trying to be on it.
Yeah.
Which has been great. And to get people on it has been like not really an issue, which is, I thought it was going to be a little bit harder when I first got it going. But like to reach out to someone or whatever, to get, if someone's like, nah, I'm not really feeling it, or like, nah, I'm not, whatever, and to not take that shit super personal. You know what I mean? Like that is actually a skill in itself. And I'm trying to learn that.
Yeah, I remember I was working at a studio and one of the guys there, Wagon, he said, and it always sticks with me, he's like, never mix the business and your personal feelings ever. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, let's say a deal goes bad, whether you're trying to get money from someone or whatever, you don't know what's going on their side.
Yeah.
They could have low funds at the time.
True.
When they said yes. And then when they're going to sign the deal, okay, the funds are not there, or maybe you never
There's
know,
factors.
Right? Yeah, you
There's
never know.
factors.
So it's like to blame it on yourself. I feel like you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like that shit like rings true because I know I've drove myself crazy. Like especially like when you're reaching out to someone and like a lot of times it's like it's not even like you just can't take it like any type of way. You know what I mean? Like there's a chance you could still work with that person down the road.
Exactly.
And don't just do it for the sake of like not burning bridges. Try not to think about it that way so you also, like you said, don't go fucking crazy on this shit. Because it's easy, especially with like all the shit that you're going to face if you're going through a route that is or just not normal or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't need to also drag yourself down with like all this shit. Because it's already hard enough. Like, nigga, this shit's hard enough.
This shit's a lonely game, though. It's
honestly, yeah.
So shit like that will drive you crazy, bro. And it's like, avoid that altogether.
Bro, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Bro, I got something else I want, bro. I'm already getting my feelings about that shit. Bro, put in, because this is actually one thing I wanted to confirm. Shit, I had the link before. Whatever, we'll just search it up. Because this is actually something I wanted to end on, or not even end on. Can you bring it up, did the Mafia kill Kennedy for me real quick? And I just want to, this is something that I want to say, because I'm not really into conspiracy theories, but I am at the same time, if you know what I mean. Like, this is the one that I am currently convinced of.
Which link you want?
I don't need a Wikipedia, that's too long. Hit that, sure, yeah. See how long this shit is. Do you know anything about this?
No.
Bro, do you what's the word? Ascribe? No. Conspiracy theories for you. Do you give them any light?
Like, I remember the biggest one was Jay-Z being in the Illuminati.
Bro, yo, when I was a kid, everyone said that.
Everyone was talking about that shit. The fucking
and right now he's like my favorite rapper, but like that used to fuck me up. I used to watch hours and hours.
See, I never watched those videos. For me, I was just like, no, that's for whatever reason. I heard about that one a lot, and we joked about that all the time. It's like, Jay-Z's gonna get you to the Illuminati, shit like that. That one I was just like, all right, this is stupid. Like, nope, I just didn't. I didn't even look into this one. This one, the Mafia killed Kennedy. There's a whole bunch of shit with regards to the dude who was the shooter. What the fuck was his name? Jamil, you don't know his name?
You're riding behind that? Yeah? You believe it?
Yeah. The dude who killed him, and I can't forget, Harvey Oswald. Whatever, Lee Harvey Oswald, that's what it is. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
He was like basically, you know when you owe the mafia money and you just kind of become their bitch?
Yeah.
He had like, there's pictures early on where he's with a bunch of mafia members and he like kind of wanted to run with them, but they just kind of like used his eagerness to want to join them to make him do a whole bunch of shitty like low end shit. And then there's a lot of things that go into it. I don't have the facts and the stats and all that shit, so I'm not gonna go too heavy into it. But like, he was in like deep with them almost, like he was in shit with them, and they convinced him that he was like, they plotted this thing where I don't know, I'm not gonna go too much into that because I don't have the stats. No, yeah, I'm about to go off the deep end. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, please. Like, I know y'all clicking off the video right now, you're like, this nigga's crazy. I'm not. I'm just saying, this one is real. The mafia hated the Kennedys because when the mafia helped the Kennedys get into office. because like their dad, like Kennedy's dad, I don't remember his name. I'm the worst at explaining this shit because I have no names. I don't even have names, bro.
Just put the link and let them read.
Yo, honestly, I will. I'll drop a link in the description. Anyway, the mafia helped Kennedy get into office, and then his brother was appointed like Secretary of Defense or whatever that shit is. And he went in and he like was trying to get rid of the mafia.
Yeah.
So then the mafia's like, what the fuck, nigga? We helped you get into office. Like, what you trying to do? So they're like, we're trying to get you. Did you watch The Irishman?
Yeah, I watched that recently.
Yeah. Do you see there was little hints of that shit? Do you see about that?
No,
you didn't pick that up?
I didn't know.
Yeah, they were saying Al Pacino's character, he was always like fuck the Kennedys, like fuck this little bitch, and like all that shit was because like, and I was into this conspiracy way before The Irishman. So like, yeah, well, I'm not that easily swayed, all right? Yeah. But no, they were like super against the mafia. There's a bunch of documentaries like on this shit, and basically they had tried to assassinate him a couple times. There's even a couple times where the president called off some of his, because he went on these, I don't know what their marches or whatever it is. You know where he got killed, like in a car in like some type of march? What?
Bro, I don't pay attention to a lot of this shit.
What? So why am I talking? You don't even know Kennedy got killed.
Like, I knew he got killed.
Yeah, he got
like,
shot.
I didn't know like the details.
Yeah, he got shot in like a march or whatever. He was in a car and like he just got shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't go into too much detail, but basically like he had a bunch of these marches all across the United States.
Yeah.
And like the mafia was targeting Chicago, they targeted Detroit, all this shit. All I'm gonna say is look into this shit. Some real shit. They tried a couple places, it didn't work, and there was a lot of like after he got killed, we got him, and then there's some inmates who like said they like knew certain shit and all that shit got leaked. Anyway, I went on a fucking tangent, and bro, this was a great podcast. It was a random ass podcast, but I had a lot of fun. Shouts out to Jamil, everybody in the room. Before we end, if you want to plug anything like social media at least or wherever you want to follow anything you got, you can do so if you wish.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, EKVisions. Facebook, EK Visions. I don't use Twitter, but you can add me, EK Visions.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
My Twitter's popping. You can follow mine, too, ShayGoon _. But, yeah.
Wait, time out. And ladies.
Yeah.
And ladies.
Oh, what is he going to say?
Ladies.
Yo, Wagwan.
Bro.
Let my, come on.
Bro, I had
my man a chance. No more catfishing.
Yo, please, if you're going to cut your hair, at least tell me. You have to tell me. You know?
Yo, tell them they gotta put like the date.
Yeah, yo, I need you holding up. I hold up a piece of paper with today's date, like real shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck it.
No
I gotta.
Tinder, though.
Yeah, I'm off that shit. What do I gotta plug? Follow the podcast at throwthelob on Instagram as well as our YouTube channel, Throw the Lob. The audio is out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play. That always comes out a day before the podcast, before the video, and then the video comes out on YouTube the following day. Follow us on Instagram. We'll have posts and like polls pretty soon, as soon as I get that sorted out, and I promise I'm working on getting that ready. And then my own YouTube, I still be posting every now and then. ShayGoon, you can find that. All the links are there.
Doing skits or what?
Nah, I'm basically off skits. Like there's such a dead like I'll do a little bit just because I know like certain ones do well, and like that's what a lot of my subscribers that I got are there for. But it's more on. I got some things in store that aren't out yet, so I'm not gonna just it's a little different than skits. I'll tell you after the camera's off. Okay. But yeah, I think that's everything we want to plug. Jamil, you want to plug anything?
Throw the Lob.
Throw the Lob. That's my nigga right there. And yeah, it's been Throw the Lob. Thanks for watching.